everybody, this is Boogass Reviews, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse The Dark Knight Returns Armored Batman figure. So before we take a look at Batman, let's take a look at all of the accessories that he comes with. So first up, he comes with your standard DC Multiverse base, and this does help him. He has spikes on the bottom of his feet, so he can be a little tricky to get standing. I was able to get him standing after trying for a little bit, but if you don't want to try for so long, this does help. Up next, he comes with a data file. There's the back. If you want to read that, go ahead and pause that now. He has a set of open hands. And finally, he comes with a left-fisted hand and a right trigger finger hand. And he didn't come with anything to put in that. If you have the Mattel version, the grapple gun from it might work. I wasn't able to find mine, so I'm not sure. I did, however, find a gun from Blade, the Blade Marvel Legend, and it works pretty well for that, so I think I'm probably going to leave him with that. He doesn't look too bad with that. It does look similar. So the head sculpt looks really nice. It really doesn't have too much wear on it, though. Like, the rest of the armor has cracks and dents in it, and the head doesn't have that. You get a little bit right here and here, and that's it. But other than that, it does look nice. This whole figure looks really nice, but Todd did kind of do his own take on this, and I will show the original version off in just a second. So here is the Mattel version, which looks really good, you know, it's really true to the comic. And as you can see, Todd did take some liberties with the design, which I do like this version. I figure there's probably going to be a more accurate version sometime down the road, because this is a really, really dark gray, and in the comics it's a really light gray with a blue cape and yellow belt, and this is what it's supposed to look like. I wasn't able to find the helmeted version, but this one does have the Walgreens head on it. But yeah, I do feel like Todd will eventually re-release this in accurate colors. Looking at the chest armor, this is sculpted really nicely. You get all the dents and stuff in there, but there's no sort of paint detail to it. That's the one thing with this figure, is the paint detail is just a little flat. You know, there's not a whole lot of variation to it, because a black wash would have looked very, very nice over top of that. Probably the best sculpted part is this cape, because it looks like real fabric. This texturing is done so well that it's not funny. Like I said, it looks like real fabric, but it is just rubber. But it looks really, really good. He also has some texturing in between his armor. As you can see, there's some texturing right here on the biceps and down here on the thighs. Again, there's not a whole lot of sculpted dents or scratches or anything on the forearm armor. It would have been nice to see some on that. But you do get some down here on the thigh armor. And then down here, I was really afraid the articulation would be limited down here by his calves. But this is a very rubbery piece. And it's, not sure how it's held on there, but it holds on pretty tight. Unlike the Armored Dark Side's shin pads, these don't shift up and down and all the way around. So I'm not sure if they're glued down or they're just a tight fit up here. But they are staying put, and like I said, it's soft so it doesn't hinder the articulation. So, first up, he has a ball-jointed head that can look back all the way. And he can't look down at all. That's just how I had him. He can move his head side to side very slightly. He has ball-jointed shoulders that can move all the way out. These shoulder pads are very soft, so you can just move them out of the way. So he can do that. He has single-jointed elbows. Oops, slip there. He has single-jointed elbows that can only bend in that far. I really thought that there would be a swivel right here at the bicep, but there's not. It's one solid piece. So the only sort of swivel you get is down here, and you'll have to have the elbow like that to move it. He has ball-jointed wrists that really can't move up and down at all, but they can spin all the way around. This is one solid piece up here. It's not a soft shell like Todd usually does. So he went with a ball-jointed waist, and it can move back all the way and down just a little bit. The waist articulation isn't too great there, but he can move side to side. He has some pretty good thigh swivel. He can kick forward just that far. I wish he could have kicked forward just a little more. He can kick back all the way. He has double-jointed knees that can bend back all the way. He has ball-jointed ankles that can move down all the way, up all the way, and spin all the way around. As I said, this is soft, so that won't interfere with the articulation. And he has toe articulation that can move all the way up. Also, I forgot to mention there's some paint variation down here on the spikes on his feet. They are done in silver and look really nice. So now, let's do some size comparisons. So first up, there he is next to the Mattel version with the Walgreens exclusive head on it. And I really can't wait to see Todd tackle the rest of the characters. He could have easily made this a Build-A-Figure wave. I believe there are some more figures coming out from The Dark Knight Returns. I can't remember if the mutant leader's in the assortment or not, but I feel like Todd could have easily made a Build-A-Figure out of him. That would have been cool to see. Here he is next to the Mattel BVS armored Batman figure. And I really, really want Todd to tackle that. I would love to see him do a Batman vs. Superman wave with maybe Doomsday as Build-A-Figure. That would be really awesome. There he is next to Superman. Here he is next to Joker. Here he is next to the mutant leader. Here he is next to Robin. And actually, she doesn't scale too bad with him. I still think he's a tad bit too big. But, yeah, she's not too bad with him. Here he is next to one of the sons of Batman. Here he is next to the Detective Comics 1000 Batman. And finally, there he is next to Superman. I was going to say he seems a little tall, but I did forget about the spikes on the boots, so that's making him a little bit taller. So, overall, I would highly recommend picking this up, because even though the design isn't comic accurate, and Todd kind of did his own thing with it, I still really like it. He's a really big, bulky figure, and I think you get a really good value for, $20. I think it's a pretty good figure compared to the one that Mattel made, even though it was more accurate. My big complaint with the figure is that some of the places the articulation could have been better. Like down by the ankles, that articulation right there, I was really surprised by that. But I was also surprised by that single jointed elbow and the no bicep swivel. So even though I did have a couple complaints with it, it's still a really nice figure, and I'd recommend picking it up. So that's my review. If you like this review, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.